LymeOnline's Francesca Evans bring you the latest news, sport, weather and what's on in the Lyme Regis area. The Lyme Regis community continues to offer its support to Ukraine as the Russian invasion of the country heads into its 6th week. Lyme Regis Town Council has now responded to the crisis and is planning to make a £2,500 donation to the British Red Cross to assist with the humanitarian effort. The Council has also agreed to the Statement of Support from the European municipalities and regions and is offering its premises for collection of goods being donated. The Ukraine flag is being flown at the Guildhall and at the Cobb, and the illuminations in the seafront gardens have been switched to yellow and blue. There will also be a minute's silence at the start of next week's full Council meeting. Dorset Council says it is working closely with local voluntary and community organisations to ensure refugees arriving from Ukraine will be warmly welcomed and receive the support they need. More than 40 people attended a public meeting in Lyme Regis this week to discuss how the community could welcome Ukrainian refugees, with advice offered by a professional barrister. It was agreed to set up an informal network of those interested in hosting refugees or supporting the community in other ways to provide a safe and successful welcome for Ukrainians. A regular fortnightly drop-in meeting will now be held at the Black Dog Tea Room in Uplyme starting on April 7th at 3 p.m. Meanwhile, fundraising events including a family disco, music gig and a virtual quiz night are coming up this week. Full details of these are available on the LymeOnline website. The historic Cobb Harbour in Lyme Regis could undergo a £3 million facelift to protect it for future years if funding is forthcoming. The multi-million-pound project would form the 5th and final phase of the long-running Lyme Regis Environmental Improvement Scheme, which started in the early 1990s, protecting the town from coastal erosion and landslips. Previous phases have included the construction of Guncliffe Walk and the sewage treatment works, stabilisation of Langmore and Lister Gardens, reprofiling of the town's main beach and an extension of the Cart Road, and most recently the construction of Churchcliffe Walk to the east of the town in 2015. Recent investigations have revealed significant signs of seafloor erosion, which is slowly destabilising the structure of the Grade 1 listed Cobb Wall. Walking surfaces are also considered to be poor, and the landing quay is not currently fit for purpose. Dorset Council's Cabinet this week considered a business case seeking funding for repair and reinforcement works, which would help to protect 37 properties and maintain the recreational and heritage value of Lyme Bay and the continued operation of the town's harbour. It is hoped that £2.5 million of the cost would come from flood defence grant aid. Pending further discussions with partners such as Historic England, work is proposed to start on site in winter 2023 and be completed in March 2024. Dorset Council has begun rolling out new charges in car parks across the county this week, which will see charges in some Lyme Regis car parks increase to £10 a day. Car parks in Lyme Regis which will be affected by the changes include Broad Street, known locally as Van Allen's, Cobgate, Charmouth Road and Homebush, with increased charges set to come into force on April 6th. Monmouth Beach, Cabana and Woodmead Hall's car parks remain unaffected as these are owned by the Town Council and not Dorset Council. In Charmouth, new charges came into force yesterday at Lower Sea Lane car park. All-day charges in Lyme Regis already quadrupled from £2 to £8 last year and are now increasing further to £10. This has caused some concern locally, particularly among hospitality staff who say they will struggle to pay the increased fees. Residents and workers in Dorset can benefit from cheaper prices through 2 new car park permits, including a £78 a year short stay permit and a flexi stay permit for £25 a month or £260 a year. You can apply for permits via the website shown on screen now. Lyme Regis Town Council handed out more than £11,000 in its annual grants to local organisations this week. 17 local organisations applied for a total of £11,304, below the council's budget of £15,000 for community grants. These are separate to the longer-term grants, which run for the full length of the council's 5-year term, and applicants are only able to request up to £1,000. In previous years, before new policies were put in place to reform the process, the allocation of grants was often one of the most heated council meetings of the year, with debate going on for hours. But this week, for what is thought to be the first time, every applicant received the full amount they requested, and there was very little debate and no argument during the allocation process. Biggest beneficiaries of the night were Axminster and Lyme Cancer Support, Lyme Regis Pantomime Society, Lyme Regis Sea School, the Town Band, Turn Lime Green and Plastic Free Lyme Regis, and Up Lyme and Lyme Regis Cricket Club, who each received the maximum £1,000 grant requested. Lyme Regis and Charmouth residents are ready to go to the polls next Thursday to elect a new Dorset councillor. The election follows the recent resignation of Daryl Turner, who represented Lyme Regis and Charmouth on the Unitary Authority since it was first created in 2019. 4 candidates are standing for election: Green Party member Belinda Borden, Labour candidate David Hart, Independent Cheryl Reynolds and Conservative Vicky Stockler. Profiles on each of the candidates are available in today's printed issue of the LymeOnline newspaper and on our website. And now for sport. There are very few sporting clubs in Lyme Regis that can lay claim to being world champions, but that's exactly what Lyme Regis Gig Club veterans have claimed after competing in the Super Vets World Gig Championships in Appledore last weekend, where all competitors were over 50 years old. The honour went to the Lyme Men's A team, who beat Appledore in the final to lift the trophy. Another future champion could well be Woodruff School Year 8 runner William Birchall, who represented England in an international cross-country race in Wales last weekend. He was placed 8th in his age group, but made it onto the podium as a member of the England team, which took gold. Lyme Regis Football Club's first team are pushing to end their season in 4th place in the Devon and Exeter League Premier Division. At the moment, they sit in 6th place, but after last Saturday's 3-2 win at Sidmouth Town Reserves, they are within touching distance of the 2 teams above them, University of Exeter and Kentisbeere. Sidmouth are struggling at the foot of the table, but they were no walkover as they took an early lead before Lyme's in-form Fred Parsons netted 2 goals to put the Seasiders on the way to victory. Tomorrow, Lyme travels over the Devon border to meet old adversaries Axminster Town. The Seasiders had a comfortable 4-0 win over Axminster at the Davy Fort earlier this season, but it won't be a stroll in the park with the Tigers going all out to regain some pride. At home, Lyme Reserves will be looking for a better performance against St Martin's in Division 6 after being thrashed 5-0 last week by league leaders Devon Yeoman. Charmouth suffered a rare defeat on Saturday, losing 4-2 to Thorncombe in the semi-final of the Perry Street League's Jack Venn Cup. The 2 sides meet again tomorrow for a place in the final of the Tommy Tabarra Cup, a competition in which the Robins have enjoyed much success over the years. The final will be held at Lyme Regis Football Club's Davy Fort ground on Good Friday, as the cup was presented in memory of the Lyme player who died tragically in a cycling accident. Up Lyme Reserves also experienced cup success with a brilliant victory over the more experienced Barrington side to reach the semi-final of the John Fowler Cup against Merriott Dynamos, thanks to 2 fantastic goals from new signing Sam Foster. The Marine Theatre will host the Young Creatives Big Gig tonight, showcasing local young musical talent with doors opening at 6 p.m. Young musicians will also be performing at Charmouth Village Hall in a fundraising gig for Ukraine from 7 p.m. tonight. On Saturday, the Lyme Regis branch of Cancer Research UK will host one of its popular big breakfasts from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Woodmead Halls. The halls will then play host to a family disco in aid of the Ukrainian humanitarian effort. Irish party band Mad Dog McRae will be at the Marine Theatre with doors opening at 7 p.m, and the Nag's Head will host its weekly live music night from 9 p.m. On Sunday, Lyme Bay Choral present their spring concert at St Michael's Parish Church from 4 p.m, and the Marine Theatre will hold its monthly Jazz in the Bar night at 7 p.m. It may be April, but temperatures have dropped significantly today, although it is still set to be a dry weekend. Sunshine and a fresh breeze is forecast today, with a little more cloud cover expected on Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will reach highs of just 9 degrees. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's weekly news bulletins. You can catch up with the latest local news throughout the week on the LymeOnline website, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for regular updates. Have a great weekend.